Hello, Flosstube. It is Sunday, September 23rd. This is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is Flosstube update number 28. Um, I meant to do this yesterday. I usually film on Saturday mornings, but I don't know. I was doing stuff yesterday, I think, or whatever. But um, so uh, I put it off until today. And actually, I think I went and spent a lot of money at PetSmart, uh, buying a couple things for my cats. I was out of cat food, and I bought some toys for my boys. And right now, my cats are being good. They're sleeping on the bed beside me. Um, So I just wanted to update my stitching. One little life update is that I picked up my computer today and it should be fixed now. I haven't I haven't had the energy to hook everything back up and test it yet, but it's been supposedly updated and taken care of. So hopefully it should be better, and I should be able to get online and we'll see. I'm going to experiment with it. We went out to lunch today after church, and on the way out, I bought a piece of chocolate cheesecake for dessert. So I'm looking forward to that in a few hours for dinner. I think because I had a pretty big lunch. Anyway, it was yummy. I had a Reuben sandwich, half a Reuben sandwich, and a cup of soup and some coleslaw. It was really good. I love Reuben sandwiches. Anyway, sorry, talk about food. Um, just wanted to update a little bit. I had another week of headaches. Kind of a lot of headaches. I when I was first in the hospital when I had brain surgery, I had pains on the side of my head. Obviously, this is where the surgery was. I have a scar back here, and I had another surgery up on the top of my head. I had a shunt put in because the hydrocephalus that I had persisted after I had the tumor taken out. And some of you might not know, but I had I had brain surgery. I had a tumor called an acoustic neuroma, and I had it. I had radiation therapy when I was first diagnosed back in 2013, and then in 2016 I developed hydrocephalus because of the tumor. It was apparently still growing, and anyway, so I had brain surgery to remove the tumor, but I still like within 24 hours or so developed hydrocephalus again, so they um, put the shunt in. So anyway, my head was messed up. Um, but this side of my head, um, I had kind of a lot of like little kind of stabbing pains. They would hurt the side of my head and like into my teeth almost. And I was getting them like several times a day, just one right after the other. I'd get these little chink, chink, chink. And I was on gabapentin for a while, but they wanted me to increase the dosage, and I didn't really want to do that. So anyway, uh, but I stopped taking the gabapentin. I talked to my doctor just this earlier this year. And I stopped taking it, and because I would, I had fewer headaches. They got better, and I had fewer little pains in my head. Um, and I had them whether I was on the gabapentin or not. So it wasn't like it was a miracle drug that was stopping the pain. Anyway, so I really only get them occasionally. But the last couple of weeks I've had kind of like this vague pain, um, kind of constantly. But it's better now. It seems to have gotten better. And I jokingly talked about drinking Diet Coke, Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or something for medicinal purposes, because I had some pain in my head from having I had a spinal procedure. I had sciatica problems, and I had a spinal procedure done, and I had a lot of headaches associated with that. And one of the nurses, one of the things I read about it actually was about caffeine be helping with the pain somewhat, and the nurse had told me to drink a lot of Diet Coke that would help, um, and that so I joked about it, taking it for medicinal purposes, and it seems, I don't know, it seems like it kind of helps somewhat, so but anyway, so but that kind of, I've just been stitching minimally, because part of what, when they occur, it's partly an internal pain, but also partly like external, like touching the side of my face can hurt sometimes, and so anyway, so that has been going on last week, and somewhat this past week, and but it seems to have gotten better the last couple of days. I've tried to get a little more sleep, um, seeing if that would help if I had a more regular sleep schedule, or a little more sleep, Anyway, to lay that all on you. But anyway, so I hadn't done a lot of stitching, but I've done some. And so this is my progress so far. This is, the last time I did a video, I was just starting on this third line right here. I had done part of the L. So I finished this third line. Let thy goodness, Lord, like a fetter. And I drew I did this design over here, and I don't know. I started it, I took it out, I did had a different color here, and I'm still not entirely satisfied with this, but I just want to leave it there for now, because it's kind of, I don't know, that's where I am right now. I realized that, excuse me, in looking at other samplers, looking at a lot of samplers, looking at a lot of designs and stuff, very often these samplers, it looks like they're, like there'll be a little saying, a little poem or something like that, and then like the designs around the words are things like, flowers, vases, animals, Adam and Eve, whatever, but but not necessarily related to the poem itself. There might be a house, there might be a tree, there might be many trees, many flowers, and whatever, border or whatever. But I realized that the pictures that I was, the little designs besides the words are pretty literal interpretations of the words, representative of the words. And at first I thought, well, am I being too literal? Am I trying to be too literal? Is it making things more difficult for me? Because I was like, when I was working on the design, I was thinking, well, what is, how do you depict the word grace, for instance, or whatever. And so that's why I came up with this, let thy, what is it? Let thy grace, Lord, like a fetter, bind my wandering heart to thee. So this is supposed to be like a fetter, which is like a chain, binding the wandering heart. So it's a little literal, but so is everything else in this design. So there's a heart, right, for the line, tune my heart to sing thy grace, and then sung by flaming tongues above, this teach me some melodious sonnet. That's what these angels are kind of doing, right, in the music. And praise the mount. There's the mount, I'm fixed upon it, mount of thy redeeming love. Excuse me. And here I raise my Ebenezer, and that's this little altar on top of a mountain of stones there. And Jesus helped me when a stranger wandering from the flock of God. There's a little sheep wandering from the flock, and there's Jesus carrying the wandering sheep, And then and this is then this is let thy goodness, let thy grace, Lord, like a fetter, bind my wandering heart to thee. And then underneath, the next line is supposed to be bind my wandering heart to thee, is what the next line that goes with this heart design. And then I have a vine and leaves kind of wandering around there, and another sheep for the line, prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. And then there's some hearts on a cross that will be at the bottom. So, so it's a very literal interpretation of the words, but in a way it's, that's what makes it, I guess, different, makes it unique, because it's not just another house and another set of flowers, and those things are lovely, and maybe I'll design that sort of thing at some point, I don't know, but or do a sampler that looks like that. But for now, this design is what it is, I guess. And so it's maybe a little more literal than other designs, things that I've seen, but that's the way this is going to be. so yeah, I'm on to the next thing. Like I said, I'm still not entirely happy with this on the side. I don't know. I still don't know. I actually, like I said, I started to rip it all out, and then I was so far along when I was thinking about it that I decided, what the heck, I'm just going to finish it. And I'm still not entirely happy with this. And the way I did this, I don't know if you can tell, it looks kind of funky, but I had started doing it like individual stitches, back stitches or whatever, but it looked very weird. I don't know, like when I did this, if I can find it up here, the music down up here, I started to do long stitches for the horizontal lines of the music staff, but then it was too hard to keep track of where I was, I guess, and I was kind of messing it up. So I just did individual back stitches, so you can kind of see that part of it. And then for the vertical bar lines of the music, those are long stitches, and for the vertical stems of the music notes, those are long stitches also. And then things like this, these are long stitches here for the stems of the flats. And I think for this time signature, those are a combination of those, but most are long stitches also. So so when I did this fetter chain, I had started off using back stitches, and it just, you couldn't see it. It looked real funky. So I did it with the long stitches. There's like, it goes over 3 stitches here and over 2 here. So it's, you know, a little rectangle. And then down here they look more like stars, because you can't, they didn't really connect well where the red was, but it came out okay. It just, I don't know if it's too literal or not, or whatever. I don't know, but it extends down here just because, you know, to take up space, part mostly, but also because if I ended it right here, it would have looked weird. And, you know, the other option was, I thought about taking all of this out and making this maybe go one more or whatever, and then making another, making it cross this way, just a separate, you know, like chain, and then not having this lower section. But I don't know. I left it like this. It's kind of goofy looking. I don't know. It looks more like a lightning bolt or something. Zigzagged on there. I don't know. And I still might pluck it out and change it. After I do the rest of it, you know, I'll see how it looks. I don't know. But anyway, that's really all I've worked on this past week. I don't have, like I talked about last time, I don't have a whole bunch of whips I'm doing, and my 2 pieces that I want to do for Christmas are still waiting in the wings to be started. Next week is the September high tea start, and maybe if I'm able to stitch diligently this next week, maybe I'll get to those Christmas starts next week. I don't know, next Sunday. I don't know. I make no promises. Anyway, so this is a short video, but that's about all I have to do. I'm gonna grab this cat, this sleepy cat. Come here, Snuggle. Come here. Oh, golly. Here's a fat kitty. Oh, he's very sleepy. He's very huge. There he is. Say hi. Is this Snug? Pardon the eye boogies. Oop, 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 oop. Your dirty face. You clean your dirty face. You clean your dirty face. Yuck. You clean your dirty face. There he is. Okay. You're the sleepy Snug. He's a sleepy Snug bug. Say hi. Okay. Sorry, baby. Okay, so there's my cat Snug. Puck is sleeping in his little cat tree. Anyway, so that's about it. Thanks again for my subscribers for coming back and viewing my update. And welcome to any new viewers. Again, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. And I think that's it. So I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.